My name is Ginger. I'm a project manager with the Black Belt Commission. How many of you here today are outdoorsmen or outdoors women? All right. Well, one of the things that we like to do with the Black Belt Commission is to promote what the Black Belt has to offer. And I don't know if you're aware, but some of the very best hunting and fishing and birding in the whole country is available right here in Alabama's Black Belt. And to that end, Black Belt Adventures, an organization that promotes outdoor activities in the Black Belt, gave us this lovely cap to give away for our first raffle item. So where's Veronica? Where's Veronica with our? She's going to pull a number. So everybody got your little ticket? Can you pull a number for us, please? Sure.
Ticket number 453156.
453156. Thank you. Our first keynote this morning. Her name is Willows. She's famous and she just turned 15. Willow is from Southwest Florida and she is a real estate phenomenon. She has been featured on The Ellen Show, National Public Radio, Inside Edition, USA Today, ABC Evening News, CBS Evening News, CNN, Fox, and a few places in the UK and Korea and some other national outlets that I didn't mention. So she's made the rounds. Willow has signed with Intuitive Entertainment out of Los Angeles, and they're in talks with several major networks about doing a reality series about her. So you may be seeing her on TV. She has done over 50 interviews from local news stations to national programs. She was 14 when she purchased her first home, and she just turned 15 on September 18th. She has her second home under contract even as we speak. Last year in the 8th grade, Willow took a full slate of high school classes, 11th grade American History, 12th grade Global Studies, 9th grade English, Algebra, and Biology. She has a 4.0 average. Willow enjoys riding her scooter. When Willow is not flipping houses, she enjoys riding her scooter, paddleboarding, and playing with her 4 ferrets. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Willow Tufano.
Okay, I'm Willow Tufano, and I'm really excited to be talking here today. I'd like to thank Governor Bentley's Black Belt Commission, the Alabama Small Business Development Center, the University of West Alabama, and the Tuscaloosa Association of Realtors. I'd also like to thank you for letting me share some of my experiences, tips, and ideas today. I was asked to speak here because I'm one of America's youngest landlords, and you might know me as the girl who bought the house when she was 14, but there's a lot more to it than that. In 2004, my mom decided to get her real estate license, and she was 9 months pregnant with my little sister. And she called my grandma and said, "Hey, let's get our real estate license." And my grandma was like, "Are you crazy? You're about to have a baby." So my mom convinced my grandma to get the real estate license though, and a week after she got her license, she gave birth to my little sister. And so here my mom was with a baby and a real estate license. She worked for a few companies throughout the years, but in February of 2010, she got her broker's license and opened up her own company, Green Lion Realty. And in the beginning of my mom's real estate career, she would take me with her just a little bit, but I started going around with her a bit more when we went to look at possible investment houses in October of 2010, which is when I started homeschooling, and I went around with her almost every day. And one day, one of my mom's customers bought a house that had a lot of things that the previous owner had abandoned some time ago, like furniture, baby things, tires, and appliances. And I asked, well, Mom, what's he gonna do with all this stuff? And she said, well, he's just gonna throw it out. He doesn't need it. So I said, well, could I sell this stuff? I could give him a percentage of it if he'd like. And she asked him, and he said, oh, you can just take it all, take it all. So I sold some of the things at a garage sale, and my mom also recommended selling some of the things on Craigslist. And I asked, well, what's Craigslist? And Craigslist is a website where you can buy and sell things locally for free, and you have people email, call, or text you if they're interested in anything. And I sell furniture, video games, baby things, appliances, and sneakers. Those are among some of the things I sell on Craigslist. And the things that I sold at the garage sale, I didn't really make too much profit on it because that was my first garage sale where I was in charge, and I would just take things for what people would give me, and people would try and bash me down on prices. I wasn't very firm, and well, I started making money, and my grandma asked, well, what are you going to do with all this money? I said, well, I'm going to buy a house, and she took that with a grain of salt. So one of the things that I sold at the garage sale, though, was my mom's old BlackBerry cell phone, but I probably should have asked her first before I sold it. And she hadn't used it in a couple weeks, and when she got a new one, so she told me, yeah, I asked her if I could have it when she was done with it, and she said, yeah, maybe, and so I thought it would be okay to sell. And after I sold the phone, my mom asked me, hey, where's my BlackBerry? And I said, I sold it at the garage sale, but little did I know that it had a $200 SD card in it, my whole family's social security numbers. She didn't transfer the contacts or any of the dates, and I was in pretty big trouble then. She was not very happy. So one thing that I learned is make sure to ask if you can sell something that isn't yours before you sell it. And what I learned from my garage sale was that you have to stay firm on your prices when people try and bash you down, but you also have to be fair with your prices if they're too high. And if someone asks if I will take less money for something, I say, well, if you buy more than one item, then yeah, I can give you a deal. And don't be surprised if people are rude when they can't get things for the price that they want. Like one time, this lady, she had a big giant pile like this high of clothes, and she wanted all of it for nothing. And I said, I think I was charging 50 cents per piece of clothes, and she wanted it all for like $3. And I said, well, this is the price, but I can give you a deal on some of them. And she just dropped everything on the ground and walked away. So some people are sort of rude about things, but you just gotta, it's sort of frustrating sometimes, but I just picked it all up and put it back. It's pretty easy as that. And I also don't take bills over $20 because they can be fake, and most big companies can detect fake money now, so people target garage sales. And there was a time where someone had $3 worth of clothes and they wanted to pay with a $100 bill, and my dad said, no, we don't take anything over $20. And they said, it's brand new from the bank, and it was all crinkled up and old, so don't take that because it's a lot of money to lose, really, when you give them change. And so my first garage sale, I learned just how not to manage a garage sale, and I didn't make too much money. But another tip is, if you have any jewelry or any small expensive items, you need to keep it close and keep an eye on it, because often a group of people will come, one person will try and distract you, and another person will try and take the item. So after selling things on Craigslist and having more garage sales, I thought, wow, I made quite a bit of money. How can I continue? What are some other options that I can do to make more money? And some things that work really well with me are buying things from garage sales and reselling them on Craigslist, buying things from Goodwill and reselling them on Craigslist, going to auctions and reselling the things on Craigslist, getting things on Trash Day and reselling them on Craigslist. And if you haven't noticed, I like selling things on Craigslist. But I use my phone and my laptop to set up a lot of my sales, but if you don't have one, you can go to your local library and you can list things on there. And when I make a transaction, I always make sure that I have one of my parents or an adult with me. I just do it just to be safe. And many of my friends sell things to me for really cheap because they know that I buy and resell things now. I sell things that I can appraise and I have knowledge about. Generally, for me, it's electronics, furniture, appliances, and skateboards. So I would suggest selling things that you know about. I usually don't sell things like antiques, books, or jewelry because I don't really know what they're worth. I don't really know anything about them. So you also need to be able to convince other people you deal with on halfway or deliver items to you, because a lot of you probably can't drive, so like me, so it's a lot easier when people meet you halfway or will deliver, and just to save gas too. And if you can't drive like me, you have to create a circle of people that provide you with a ride. For me, it's my grandpa, my grandma, my grandpa, and sometimes my mom and dad, but they're really busy, so they're usually a bit more reluctant to bring me places, and my grandparents aren't usually as busy. So, have you ever heard the saying, when mom and dad say no, just ask grandma or grandpa? That applies here very much so. And once you have a circle of people that will provide transportation, don't ask the same person too many times, because they'll be like with my grandma, if I ask her more than, maybe I'll ask her twice and she'll be like, I just took you yesterday, I don't want to take you again. So you have to be able to rotate who you ask, and don't ask them more than once in one day. If one person isn't available, call the next and say, hey, I want to get this, can I have a ride? That's how I take a grasp of that opportunity. And one time I saw a bunk bed on Craigslist. They were giving away at 11 o'clock at night, and bunk beds sell really well. So I tried convincing my mom to bring me, and she said, it's 11 o'clock at night, I don't want to bring you at this time. And I convinced her though, and we get there, and it's really nice, but we have an SUV, we don't have a truck, so we couldn't fit it in the back, so I said, let's run home and get the Allen wrenches and take it apart. So it was midnight, we were sitting there taking it apart, and we got home, and I looked it up, and it was a $1,200 bunk bed someone was just throwing around. So I sold that bunk bed for $250, all profit. And I kept saving my money and putting it in the bank, and one day I heard my mom and dad talking about a house they're considering buying and renting out. I heard the numbers $16,000. So that's when I piped up and I said, well, why don't you offer 12? Because I've saved up $6,000 with things I've sold, and we can go in halves together, and I'll buy the other half, I'll buy you out. And my mom at first was just shocked, and she just said, what? And my dad thought it was a horrible idea. He told me, oh, I had a paper route when I was a kid. You shouldn't be doing that right now. But now they're both really supportive, and my dad came to the realization, hey, it might be a good idea. It's just, I had that opportunity. And so that was my first house that I invested in. It wasn't all ready to go and be moved into as some people might think it is, and it needed a lot of work. I got windows for half off though from my neighbors, and their father works at a window place, and we're really good friends, and so we got us a deal, and I gave the neighbor who's about my age, I gave her a longboard, a skimboard, and some surf gear for free. And also, when you invest in houses, unexpected costs come up pretty often. And for me, there were some wooden pillars out front that were holding an overhang up, and code enforcement ordered that we had to have them replaced because they weren't stable, and the pillars only cost $20, so I thought, okay. But no, code enforcement also said that we have to have an engineer draw a blueprint, and those $20 pillars cost $1,000. So we fixed our house up, and I thought that was that. My plan was to just keep selling, saving, and buy another house. But how did I get to be on the Ellen Show? Well, my mom was being interviewed by a local reporter about foreclosures, and that local reporter referred a national public radio reporter to my mom and about a story about the real estate market in our area. So that national public radio reporter called my mom and asked my mom some questions, and the reporter asked, well, what do you think of the foreclosure market right now? And my mom said, well, if a 14-year-old can buy a house, then it's not really the best, it's pretty low. And she continued talking, and then the reporter asked, well, what 14-year-old bought a house? And my mom said, oh, just my daughter and I, we invested in a house together, and she kept talking. And then that reporter said, well, can I talk to her? Can I fly down tomorrow from New York City and interview her? So that was where that happened, and she flew down from New York City, and she went around me from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. And the crew was with me when we went to someone's house from Craigslist to sell them my iPod, and they said, get out, we don't want to be interviewed about our car. And we were like, well, what car? And we said, we're here. We told them the reason we were there, and they said, oh, okay, come inside, come inside. And later we learned the previous night before, their daughter's car was ran over by a monster truck. So that's why they thought we were there. And the NPR piece aired Friday afternoon, and I thought, wow, that was cool. I got to be on national radio. And that evening, my mom got a call from Los Angeles. She was like, well, I don't have any clients from Los Angeles. Who could that be? And well, she answered it, and I said, is this Shannon Moore? And she said, yeah, who's this? And I said, well, I'm the producer of The Ellen Show. And she was like, no way, no way. And then she came into my room, and they convinced us that they were the producer at The Ellen Show. And they said, yeah, we want to fly out to Los Angeles tomorrow. My mom's like, well, I gotta get my hair done. So I also had to promise Ellen that she would have the first story, and that I wouldn't go to any other national TV shows or radio or anything like that. And I actually, no one called Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, so I didn't really know what she was worried about. No one's calling me. But when Monday came along, that was crazy. I got phone calls from Good Morning America, from Anderson Cooper, Fox, British Broadcast Channel, CBS, ABC, Inside Edition, and so on. It was just, I didn't know so many people listen to public radio. And I picked to be on the Ellen Show, though, because I watch the show every day, and she's a really big inspiration for me. And the whole trip was an amazing experience. I flew to the LAX airport, which is in Los Angeles, and Ellen had a limo driver there pick us up. And I tried convincing him to bring me to go buy something on Craigslist, because I was looking in the Los Angeles Craigslist, but he wouldn't bring me because it was in a bad part of town. So we were dropped off at a hotel, and we met with a reality show producer the next day, and they wanted to create a reality show with me. So, and then the day after that, I went to the Ellen Show, and it was crazy because I had my own dressing room, someone to do my makeup, and there's plenty of food because I learned on Thursdays on the Ellen Show, that's a double show, so they have lunch there. And I was really surprised when she gave me a $10,000 gift card and a brand new dryer for my house because the dryer broke down. And I've been interviewed by other shows as well. There was a Korean TV crew that followed me around for 2 days from sunrise to sunset. They went to Goodwill with me, they went to garage sales, curb alerts, and filmed me biking. And when we got back to film at my house, we were in the process of painting doors in our house. And one of the bathroom doors didn't have a doorknob, but it still had the door latch on it. So we just cracked the door when we had to use the bathroom. But one of the people, they went to the bathroom and they shut the door all the way. And she was locked in there for, I think, 20 minutes, and we had to call my dad to figure out how to get her out. And so now I'm closing on my second house next week, and I've been saving my money, as always, for another house. And I hope to have 10 houses by the time I'm 18. And that is my goal. And the main thing is that you set goals for yourself. I've also been filming for my producers that are pitching my story to different networks. And like I said earlier, I'm homeschooled. It's sort of a quick decision to start homeschooling because I was in a full-time gifted school and it wasn't really working out for me. That's because I was diagnosed with ADHD, which it's a condition where I can't really stay still for a long period of time. I can't really pay attention as well as other people. But I had 2 teachers that were really great and really reached out to me, and that was my 5th grade math teacher, Miss D'Angelo, and my 6th grade social studies teacher, Miss McBride. And it was suggested that I take medication to help me concentrate during school, and the medication helped me concentrate, but also made me lose a lot of weight, and I was underweight, so I decided to homeschool. But some adults told me, they said, oh, you're not going to be successful, or you won't go anywhere, all because I have ADHD, but you don't let that limit you. I don't let that limit me, and I'm proving them wrong one house at a time. And I never thought that I would be where I am now. I just started doing something that I like, and it really paid off. This is something everyone can do to make money. It's simple. I wanted to buy a house, but you can save for whatever you want, a car, college, a house, or anything. And with little work, you can get whatever you want. You create your own path. You choose what's right for you, and you paint yourself. If I can do this, anyone can do this. Wow. Does anyone have any questions? You way in the back. No? What's that? I can't hear you.
How long would it take if you were something that cost $2
How long would it take to something at $2 a piece?
All right, he asked, how long would it take for you to buy a $16,000 house and you would sell each item at $2 a piece?
It depends how popular the item was, and if I sold it all the time, if it was something I'm selling really cheap, or it depends what it is. If it's like something popular, probably not too long if I sold it all the time. If I sold things at bulk, like on eBay and whatnot, probably wouldn't take too long, but you, way in the back.
How did the news networks find out about you?
What's that?
How did the news networks find out about you?
They found out because that local reporter that my mom is interviewed by, she's interviewed by him all the time, and they're pretty good friends, and he says that she gives a great story, and actually the local reporter was doing a story with National Public Radio, and so he referred that National Public Radio to my mom. Yes.
Is real estate the only thing you want to work in for the rest of your life? Or did I hear you saying that?
No, I think I want to invest, and right now I'm doing small houses, about 1,000 square feet, give or take a couple hundred. But I want to get more into bigger houses, like my mom invests in houses that are a little bit bigger, like 2,000 square feet, and I'd like to get bigger and bigger. Right now I'm doing little houses, maybe medium, maybe bigger, maybe commercial, and that's what I hope to do. Yes?
If you knew that your security number was in your mom's car, why sell it?
I wasn't very smart. I thought she was going to give it to me. I just assumed. Don't assume.
You didn't know it was in the right.
Yeah. I thought she didn't need it anymore, that's why. But you gotta ask first.
Do you buy and sell or do you buy for rental property?
I buy and sell, and for my rental properties, I put money towards them. I buy and I sell the things. Some things I get for free, but a lot of things, people think that I just get things for free. Actually, I buy a lot of things and I resell them, and one thing that was sort of portrayed by some of the media network is that I just get things out of foreclosures, but that's a minuscule amount of what I get. Most of the stuff that I get from Goodwill or garage sales, and it's once in a blue moon that my mom gets a house with things in it. Yes?
Did you find one item most popular while you were selling that you wanted to get off them? Stuff to get more money?
Bunk beds. I sell skateboards really well. Skateboards, longboards, skimboards. Skimboards won't be popular here, but in Florida they are. Skimboards, furniture, depending, but like bunk beds sell really, really well for me. Yes.
I have a question for your social part of your life, for the young kids.
Yes.
What has changed between you and your friends since you have become famous?
Well, I've actually gotten a lot more friends, but I don't know if they're, like, a lot of my friends, I feel like they like me because they think that I have money. Like, I didn't have any friends in 2011 at all. I had no friends, not even one. And after I did this, and what the real thing was is that I was homeschooled and I was just in my house and around my neighborhood, and that's it. But when I started going to the skate park and the bike park, that's where I made a whole bunch of friends. But like one of my friends, he's always like, "You should buy you this $700 bike." I'm like, "How about no?" Yeah. Yes.
How you doing? I got several questions. Number
Sure.
one, when you first started out selling, did you have a bank account?
I did. It's in trust with my mom. It's a branch off her bank account.
And how did that benefit you as far as using a checkbook, things like that for kids, just having a bank account? Where you be able to put your money in and save?
I like putting my money in the bank because, I don't know, I like saving money more than spending money. And I like that feeling of being able to not being dependent on someone else. I like that independent feeling. Oh, if I want this new phone, which I usually don't want, but if I want a new phone, I can go out and buy it. Yes.
On saving, it tells me the importance of when you get $1, it's not $1,000, it's $1. If you save it, you can get the things that you want. So tell me
Yes, definitely. When I first started, I just made a little bit of money. I think at my first garage sale, I made $50 to $100, but now when I have my garage sales, I know how to manage them. I just had a garage sale 2 weeks ago. I got $500. So it's really with experience too. You have to, like I said, you have to know what you're selling. Like if I had an antique, I'd be like, I don't know what this is worth. I can't appraise these. I'm not in that specialty. But skateboards and stuff, I have friends. A lot of my friends sell things to me now because they know that I buy things. But it's really important to just save, like, anything that you get, even if it's just a little bit, because I just got a little bit, but that's what snowballed into so much. Yes?
Do you have any employees at your garage sale?
My little sister. Oh, yes?
Do you think it was your intelligence that helped you succeed or your determination?
I think it's more so determination because it's not, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to list something on Craigslist. And some people ask me, well, gosh, you must be so busy, you don't hang out with your friends at all. It takes like 2 minutes now. If I clock myself, I might be like the world's record for listing Craigslist things, but it takes like 2 minutes to list something on Craigslist. You post pictures. Pictures help you sell something better, but you don't need them. Sometimes I tell people to text me for pictures, but yeah, it really is just, it's really simple listing things on Craigslist. And people ask me if it interferes with my friends, but I'm with my friends and people just text me and say, hey, do you sell that longboard? I say, yeah. Okay, I want to come and get it. Okay, you can come at this time. You'll pay, how much is it? It's this much. Okay, cool, I'll be there at this time. It's really simple, just people text me. Yes, way back there. What's that? What made me want to start a garage sale? Well, I think it's just because I had so much stuff. And the first garage sale was my little kid stuff. I think I was around 11. That was the first one where I was managing myself, and I didn't do too well because I'd say, okay, yeah, I'll take $5 for that. No, I'll only give you $2. Oh, okay. That's sort of how I went. Yes?
What are your college aspirations?
I don't really know what college I want to go to, but I don't know. My big sister, she goes to New College in Sarasota, Florida, but I had no idea. I haven't even thought that far. Yes, way back. Can you be a little bit louder? To get so popular? Well, I got pretty popular. The NPR piece, not too many people knew about because my friends don't listen to NPR. But when I was on the Ellen show, that's when people, because I have a lot of friends that, I think Ellen's more like a teenager thing. Like, teens like watching Ellen. I do. I watch the show every day. So after I was on the Ellen show, I was riding my longboard around my city, and I went to stop at a gas station kind of to bring me water, and I was thirsty. So I went to get a drink of water, and I saw a big group of people out of the corner of my eye, and they said, and I stood up and they said, are you Willows? I was like, yeah. They were like, I saw you on the Ellen show. Oh my gosh, can I get a picture with you? I was like, yeah, sure. And they said, I heard you used to go to our school. I said, yeah, I did. And too, but it's sort of died down a little bit now.